Let's see if this works. Alright, I think we're live now. Let me know in the chat if we are live, guys. Apologize for that. I more than likely should not have set it up like that, so that way it would be a whatchamacallit. Yeah, it looks like we're live now. Apologies, I just could not figure out how to do that. It's the first time I've ever done it, so man, I've been spending 30 minutes in here. I thought I was live the whole time. Nice, appreciate it. Oh my god, so professional. Right, sorry guys. All right, so let's do this. All right, so it's gonna be a short one, unfortunately, but man, I apologize, guys. I've been going live all by myself. All right, so Shiba USD, we're taking a look at Shiba real quick. Shiba had a daily close above resistance yesterday. Right here's resistance at 2787. You can see we got a daily close above that. If we go into the daily chart, you can see you are seeing a slight bit of sell side activity coming back into the markets. Thank you for the super sticker, Aaron. Thank you so much, my friend. See, I thought I was live back all the way back then. And I've been talking to myself the whole time. My girl was like, "You're not live, bro." All right, so moving on. Here's Shiba. You're seeing a little bit of downside coming in. If you look over here on the crypto watch list, like a lot of things are seeing a little bit of downside right now. All right, you are red on the day on Shiba right now because the open was around in here, right? So you are trading below your open, and that's okay because on the daily you took out resistance to the upside. So if you get a daily closure below 2787 today, if this trades all the way down and closes below this, then I would hold back. And then if you take out this open right here, this thing is probably going to be heading lower because this will essentially just be a bull trap. All right, so moving forward, man, I can't believe I did that. Mr. Bitcoin, there's nothing to do on the Bitcoin. All right, once you broke out above this descending trend line, this was a sign of saying the downtrend was over, right? And not only did you break out, you broke out with spectacular fashion. This is generally liquidations happening because everybody was shorting it right in this area, essentially looking for downside continuation. Massive strong push to the upside and a strong close on the day as well. So when you have those strong closes, those are what's really important because you're likely to see bullish continuation from that. And you did, right? You barely pulled back into this day's range and see ya, right? It's just been a one-sided trade ever since. There's nothing to do with it right now, guys. Absolutely nothing. You're trading into daily res here. Closed above it yesterday. Coming in to see if it wants to check it again as support, and it could, right? It could, but just remember you are buying an extended move already. Now, if Bitcoin's going to continue higher and go to outrageous prices, then obviously buying here is a good price. Just make sure your downside risk is mitigated. Make sure you are not losing the majority of your savings if Bitcoin were to turn around here and go lower. I am not bearish on Bitcoin. My bearishness on Bitcoin stopped on Sunday when we closed here. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Here is your 2-week resistance. This was the most important resistance level in my opinion. Once you got this close or this above here, boom, look at that. Also, that is about the midpoint of this candle, so you're more than likely going to see follow through from this. It's a very strong close above massive level of resistance. When your resistance or your support levels are the midpoint of a breakout or breakdown candle, that pretty much confirms that level because more volume is required to get above it and close above it. So there it is. It's fantastic. Bitcoin looks like it's going to be testing all-time highs in another week or so if it keeps going at the pace that it has been rocking and rolling at. 2-week resistance, very important level. Next important level, 58312 spot 57. Now here's the thing, a pullback can happen. All right, you can trade all the way back down to 48,802 and still be extremely bullish. Will that happen? It's unlikely. There's a lot of momentum behind this thing right now, but if it does, if it holds a support, it'd be a fantastic spot to look to pick up some Bitcoin for the longer run to the upside. So we'll see what happens. It's absolutely bullish. There's no doubt about it. Once you broke out above that trend line, once you took out this lower high, you changed the downtrend. It was just a near-term downtrend, right? And a lot of times downtrends, at least new ones, it could be people see volatility and it's being mistaked as a change in trend. It was a change in trend. High, low, lower high, lower low, but you took that high out there, you basically reversed the trend, and you've seen continuation to the upside since. So Bitcoin coming into resistance at 58,312. It's 2-week resistance. Daily resistance is just a little bit above that, around 59,163 or 59,035. 59,035. All right, pound dollar. Sorry guys, like I said, I can't believe that. First time for everything. Pound dollar trading into resistance. Daily resistance is at 1.36165. We were looking for this to roll over either today or tomorrow. The reason for this is you are in a downtrend, right? This pop in price is a good area or a good thing for sell side traders, for the simple fact that you're not on the lows, you're up here, making the risk to reward much better if you are looking for dollar bullishness. This is what I'm talking about. Euro USD has been in a nasty downtrend for a very long time. I capitalized on a lot of this downside move here. But you're coming into the lows, right? New yearly lows and all that stuff. It's big. Well, yeah, new yearly lows. You are at the lows. So there's not much juice left on this squeeze if you ask me, right? So where can I look to find better dollar longs? Pound dollar. Pound dollar has bounced away from its lows, giving us a better risk to reward. If we want to look for short side setups, thinking we may see some more dollar bullishness, we want to take that on an asset that has a better risk to reward. Now, as far as high probable setups goes, as long as you're not closing dailies above 136,165 or 136,270 here or here, I think you're going to see downside continuation from yesterday, right? Yesterday was looking bullish, traded up into a daily Heath level, didn't quite get there. Now, this is very important. Why is this level very important above us? Well, let's go look. Yearly opening range. Here's your yearly open. Boom, you can see you're trading lower. We go back into the daily. Where's that yearly opening range at? Right there, baby. 1.36659. So pound lost its yearly open, has came back and tested its yearly open, and you can see that there were some selling positions setting at that open, because as soon as price trades up into that, you get a rejection and a downside closing day. Today is nothing more than a pullback into this area. Pound is my favorite trade right now, today or tomorrow. If we do get a daily close above those daily resistance levels, I will have to leave it alone. But as long as it's below that, I love this thing to the downside, targeting this wick low here, 1.35412. So that's going to be my bearish target. I will take 2/3 of my position off and let the rest run, looking for new yearly lows on the pound USD. Now we will see if that happens or not. Excuse me. RSI is below the 50, so that's good. That means the bulls are not in control of this asset. Here are your moving averages. You can see literally the only one that is currently below price is, what is that? I think that's a 120 SMA. I don't usually use the 120 SMA. I just put it on my chart because a couple people asked me to. So there it is. That seems to be what caught pound down there. Well, that's not everything that caught it, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, other than that and the 200, other than that, when most of your moving averages are above price, so it's sloped and looks like it wants to continue lower. So yep, we're looking for downside continuation. This is the problem with the pound, though. It did break out of this downside trend, okay? So it's going to be a fight for the bulls and the bears. Yesterday we were watching order flow and we were looking for shorts yesterday, but it didn't give it to us, right? Did not give it to us until here. This is where price was trading yesterday morning when we were looking for shorts, but we were above the daily open, which is never, ever bearish. And we're doing the same thing today. We are trading above the daily open, so we are green on the day. As long as we do not take out those daily resistance levels, though, I think it's still a good thing, or a good trade to look for a short side continuation. We have closed a few hourlies below the daily open, though, so yeah, this could be just a fake out move or a liquidity grab on any new shorts that were too early. We generally don't look for positions until around 7, which is in an hour. Here's hourly resistance. So I will leave it up to you to decide what you want to do on this thing, right? Hourly resistance is one spot, 36090. Right there. If you close an hourly above it, scratch it. If you don't, target wick low here. All right. And that's the only trade I see. Now, I do want to talk about pound. Or yesterday, I was talking to the boys in the chat that I was looking for Euro NZD trade to the downside. It was one of the only ones that I seen, but I didn't love it. It was one of those things, right? So this thing, let me see. Let's go out to the daily here. Let me explain. All right, here we go. So traded up in the daily resistance. This is when you've seen it start to head lower. I was looking for sells in this area. The thing is to the downside, seeing a bounce. Everything else was looking for it to head lower. And it did. The problem is if you take a little gander up here to the left hand side and top left, you see that 9.1 pip spread? When I look to take day trading entries, my stop is rarely ever above 10 pips. It's usually in between 7 to 13 pips. Anything over 15 pips, and it's no longer a day trade, in my opinion. It's more of a swing trade. So I'm just basically trying to get it in that sweet spot. So I can't take an entry on something that's the same distance away from my stop, and then I take the entry, and then it's going to put me 9 pips lower than my entry. So that's almost a 20 pip wide spread there from my entry to stop. And that's terrible. So I couldn't trade it. So I had to leave it alone, but I didn't notice pound NZD. So my boy Jay Bradley is absolutely killing it. I cannot believe he is picking this up so fast. Absolutely crushing it. So he was watching this one. Notice the spread is much better, much more in line with what we're looking for. Now, there's a few things wrong with this, other than it's above the 50 and yada yada, but we were looking for NZD strength yesterday, so he got it. So let's go out to the hourly and see why his trade worked and ours did not. Just bear with me one moment, because this is vital. This is important, and I'm giving this information is important, right? There is your daily open. If we go back to the intraday chart, we are focusing on this stuff here. So yesterday morning, around the London Open, you had a spike up to the upside and then a reversal. This is your first impulse leg to the downside for your daily range expansion, right? You've closed 2 hourlies below your daily open. Trade back into your daily open. This isn't why Jay Bradley took the position. He was watching other levels, but this was a good spot. Look how you notice you close this hourly. Traded well above the opening of the day, closed back below the open. Same here, traded above the open of the day, closed back down below the open. This push up on this hourly candle, let me make this big. So this is your daily open. Notice, close below. On this push up here, this was your entry. Boom, straight to the downside. Took out the low of day here. That's our targets when we're taking these intraday trades. Boom, smoked it. Fantastic, Jay Bradley. You are absolutely crushing it, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, and it will not be long. You will be okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it on Forex. There was nothing else to look at. The only thing I'm looking at is pound dollar today. Nothing. Everything else is either extremely extended to the upside or extremely extended to the downside. Now, CAD yen has had a massive run to the upside due to oil strength and yen weakness. Here is the Japanese yen index. Real quick, show you this. This is the dailies. Refresh there. Very weak yen. So anything trading against the yen is going to look extremely strong. Everything. I don't care how weak it is. Boom. Anything and everything. CAD yen is the biggest. So there are targets up here, 2 highs there. bullish target. Will it get up there? I have no clue, right? Right now, the near-term target is this. So let me borrow one of you guys for a second. Near-term bullish target is that. So what I was looking for this morning was a pullback. I would love to see this thing trade down to around 98.17. Will that give us at least a 20 pip victory? Look at that, 37 pips to the bullish target. Now it's very extended to the upside, very extended. This thing can absolutely roll over, right? But this high is right there. Anything can happen in the markets, but I think that would be really, really extended. If it does trade up there, you'll probably see a reversal almost instantly. All right, so yeah, let me go start answering some questions. Unfortunately, yeah, sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Can you take a look at Kava today? Yeah, let's go look at it. I don't trade it, so I don't know what it is, but I'll go look at it as far as technicals goes. I see it on Kraken and Binance. Let's go look at it on Kraken. Daily. Looks like it's coming off a bit, my friend, like most of the other cryptos today. So Bitcoin dominance has probably got something to do with this. If Bitcoin dominance is rising, then you're seeing alts fall down. You should not be more heavily into alts than you should be in Bitcoin. In my opinion, it's just my opinion, right? My opinion. Because if Bitcoin starts to run and the dominance starts to run with Bitcoin, a lot of these alts are going to come off. Now, it is possible that some of them will follow Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the tide that lifts all ships. So generally, in most cases, they do typically tend to trade similar. So if Bitcoin goes up, then generally so do some alts. But if you remember, while Bitcoin was pulling back and all that, we had a lot of alts hit new all-time highs. So your alt season, in my opinion, has probably already occurred and is more than likely winding down. So just be careful. But it's definitely coming off. You're seeing bearishness on the day. You do not ever try to step in front of that. What you are now looking for is a support test. All right, so if I can't see a support on the daily, I will go out to the 8-hour. Here was your support. There. And you can see that you blasted right through it last session. This session is just got started 2 hours ago. So you still got 5 hours on this candle. Right? But you already closed below support. Next area of possible support is here on that bearish candle there at $5.27. Now, I don't know that area will hold as support. That's just the next area you should look for support, right? And then even possibly here at $5.39 because it was an old support. I don't like using old supports as much, but you can see there's nothing in this section of price that gives you a support. We can go out to a smaller time frame and see nothing on the 4-hour either. Well, yeah, to be fair, this 4-hour bullish candle here, this was the first time you got to close above it and you never came back and retested it. So look for $5.47. This is a pretty steep drop off. Do not step in front of that. You will get ran over. 4-hour support, $5.47. If it trades down in there and holds, then and only then would I be possibly looking for new bullish entries. But in my opinion, as I just stated, I don't think you're going to see altcoins do much more than what they've already done this year. Many alts are up tens of thousands of percents. So yeah, there's going to be some outliers, some small ones that absolutely fly, and you know what I mean? But you just got to take it as it comes. So that's the first area that I would look for support, and then daily supports all the way down here at around 509. So let it finish selling off before you look for entries. Please do not get ran over. Looking forward to you saying boom. Good morning, fellow obscure channel followers. That's pretty good. So yeah, keep an eye on that. Dot. Yeah, Dot. A lot of people are talking about Polkadot. A lot of people are selling out of their Cardanos and stuff, looking to go into Dots. Dot's selling off as well, right? I was looking for sell side entries on Dot yesterday, but I missed the trade. It just wasn't where I wanted it. You are coming into potential daily support at roughly $32.13. So see if this area holds as support, right? Your bearish candles open is there, 32.05. So anywhere in this little area you want to see it hold support. You do not want to see any daily closures below that. You get a daily closure below that. Next area of support is 31.13, and then unfortunately all the way down to 27.72. So yeah, hold support here, or you're going to check this next one. So just be careful, right? Just be careful is all I can say. This one did not see new all-time highs though, so it is experiencing a bit of relative weakness as other assets have hit old all-time highs, right? Here's your Cardano old all-time high, boom. That one was smoked. So, yeah, Dot doesn't look as strong as these other ones, but it's in Dot's use case. And for that, you would have to go look at someone else because I am a price action analyst. So yeah, watch 32, Red Bull got me burping, 32.05 and then 31.17 for possible daily support. Yeah, stream was not working, Ahmad. I apologize for that. Good morning, Marie. Good morning, everybody. Sorry about that, guys. Link USD. It'll be different. I won't do the preview thing. I tried to set it up last night so people would know about it, and then multiple people were waiting forever, and I'm not understanding how to do this. Not a YouTuber, guys. I'm learning. So next area of link for possible support is going to be down there at $23. That's possible demand. You can see that it's falling off yesterday, day before that. It's just coming off, right? There's nothing else to say other than that. Here was old resistance. It should have held as support. It did hold as support briefly yesterday, but on this push up would have been the opportunity to get short. And I was looking for shorts yesterday on most of these things, but I just missed them. So we will see what happens, right? It's moving lower. I would watch for this area as possible support, $23.02. Let's go see if we got 3-day weekly support closer. All right, weekly support, we are about to lose 24.60. So this week was just beginning of the week too. It's just Tuesday, so don't freak out just yet. But if you lose this, man, yeah, you can see much lower prices on Link in the next few days. 3-day support, you're into essentially, right? There was old 3-day demand, untested, almost tested, but not quite. So that's basically what you're looking at for now. You might get a slight bounce from here, but it's not looking good for alts. I mean, you can clearly see that everything is seeing down days today. This thing, if it closes, probably below $24 or lower, you're going to see this thing close below the 50. You still do got most of your moving averages under you, so it's not extremely bearish either, right? This thing can absolutely find support. Absolutely can this thing find support? The answer is yes. So, yeah, I would watch this area first. 23.28. That's the area I would wait on. Wait for a price to get there, then watch to see how it reacts once it does get there. What do you think about Pound USD and USD CHF? Well, Pound USD is definitely the trade that I'm looking for today or tomorrow. Definitely looking for pound weakness. And USD Swiss franc, let's go look at it. It's not one of my usual pairs that beating the mic violence. It's not one of the pairs that I usually trade that often, but you can see that it is in an uptrend, right? Slight uptrend. Haven't closed the daily below this trend line, but it looks like it's trying to. So if you get dollar strength, this is going to fly, right? Multiple attempts to close below support have been unsuccessful. Here is support at 0.92737. there. You have attempted to get below there on 4 occasions, and you have not successfully done so. So I'd probably be looking for this thing to be looking for at least yesterday's high as a target, and then on up into daily resistance, which will be here. So I mean, you definitely want to see it get out of this area. If you do get out of this, you can see more potential upside. As long as that dollar is stronger. Now, if the Swiss franc starts to get stronger, and it is, let's see here. It is moving up, so it's not a weak asset. It would be much better if it was like the yen, but it is not like the yen, right? So it's definitely not bullish, but it's range bound to down. So this is, as long as it's weaker than the dollar, USD Swiss franc should see higher prices. As of right now, it's still, everything is still risk on. I mean, people are waiting for the Fed, but at this point in time, if you just stick with the technicals will tell you what's what. So the pound is tested its yearly open the other day, looking for downside. Or yesterday, it tested its yearly open, looking for downside on the pound, looking for dollar strength. Looks like Mr. J. Bradley is taking a short right now on pound cat, so let's go look at it before the stream ends. Sorry guys, promise you Thursdays will be much better. So embarrassed. He is short. Let's go see what he's looking at intraday. Like it. See here, see what he's looking at, guys? There's a breakdown below support levels. Now, does this mean his trade will be successful? No, it does not. But at least he's not trying to short something that is strong, right? Have multiple areas of possible resistance right here. So that's good. And he more than likely, if I know him, he probably took an entry around here. Probably has a stop above this. Looking for a continuation, because this impulse here was from the London Open. Boom. So this is a pullback. Looking for this thing to continue lower. Also, let's see here. Let's go back in. Yeah, it looks good. I think he's safe. We will see. Looks good. It is extended to the downside, and that's another thing. I don't like taking trades like that, but there's an obvious bearish target down here as well. So I see nothing wrong with the trade. See nothing wrong with it. It's still a pretty good piece away from this. So, but that's, man, just straight down. That's that CAD strength. Alright guys, unfortunately I'm going to have to wrap it up shortly. Let me scroll down to the bottom. Yeah, Marie, any thoughts on DXY? Let's go look at it. Yeah, so I'm looking for bullish strength, right? Looking for this swing high up here as an ultimate target. You're not far from that. Let's get rid of these lines because they're a bit discombobulating. So here's daily res. I don't know why. I click on this and it doesn't follow me. So there's daily res. You closed right at it yesterday. And then you had a new day open. New day open trades up a little bit higher than that. And you're seeing a pullback. This thing essentially traded down to old daily res, which is looking like it's trying to make it as support. And that's 94, 232. So yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's getting ready to take off, man. That daily target once again. So you took out this swing high already. These, you took them out last week. These are the new swing highs, or the new targets. 94.72. So there is a bit of distance, or a bit of, you know, there's still plenty of range for this to go to the upside. It's getting a little bit extended to the upside as well. Briefly, you touched overbought areas last week when you did this, or was it 2 weeks ago? Probably 2 weeks ago. It was last month. So last month you briefly tapped overbought on the RSI and you've pulled back and calmed down. This is what we want to see on bullish assets. We hit overbought, we pull back, we look for support, then we look to get long and target another high. So you're looking for this 94.74. If and when that target gets hit, after that the high probability has left the dollar. I don't know what'll happen then. but it's in a massive, massive, massive range, and it needs to get out of it, right? Either way, which way, up or down. It attempted to go down lower. These are just quarterly swings. If we go out to the quarterly, you can see them. These are your quarterly swings. You've basically been trading in this quarterly range. Last quarter, which was last month's close, which was 12 days ago, closed above, finally, closed above this. So we're looking for continuation. If you look at the daily, this thing looks extremely extended to the upside. If you look at the quarterly, this thing's got tons of room to go. It can go all the way up to 96, right? So, yeah, this wick could offer up some resistance. This wick as well. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, but I'm looking for continuation, bullish continuation on the dollar. Which is, some people are talking about on Bitcoin about the, what do you call it? The ETFs that are coming out next month in November. You got one ETF getting ruled on, and then the month after that, directly after that, there's like 3 more. So some people are speculating that this move in Bitcoin is a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event. Well, if that's the case, right, then you're already in it. If you're bullish and you're in it, if you've already bought it, so you're good. You're good to go. If it is a buy the rumor, sell the news event, then you got a whole nother month or possibly 2 of bullishness until the news happens. And then you could possibly see some downside. But that's only speculation, right? That's not even my speculation. It's just others' speculation. I am a near-term trader, guys. That is where my edge is, right? So when you find an edge in trading, you stick to that edge and make it better. So when you hear me shorting Bitcoin or talking about going long this or that, I'm looking for a day trade or a weekly range expansion. Most of the time, I'm, short time minded. Now, Bitcoin, I am long-term minded, bullish, right? I buy all red weekly closes. If it closes on Sunday and it's a red close, I pick up more Bitcoin. I buy more Bitcoin. I do that every single time we get a red week close. Because long-term, I want to own as much Bitcoin as I possibly can. And then also, if I'm shorting Bitcoin, I'm doing it on the inverse swap contract. So I'm using Bitcoin to short Bitcoin. So that way there is no confusion. I would not be bearish on Bitcoin if I was shorting Bitcoin with Bitcoin. That's a bullish play. That's like selling puts, right? It's no different than selling puts, what I'm doing when I go short Bitcoin with the inverse swap contract with Bitcoin. So I'm doing it to accumulate, essentially. And yeah, I'm bullish on Bitcoin longer term. Now, if we do find a top and we start our bear market cycle, you know what I mean? Yeah, we'll be shorting it. And I'm going to be buying more at the bottom, at the low, waiting for the next happening, waiting for the next bullish market cycle. Because if you look at Bitcoin's history, this is a 3-month chart. If you put it in log, it has basically been a one-sided market, right? With a couple years of pullback here and there. But other than that, it's basically bullish. It is a very new asset. So, yeah. But, yeah. Looks good. This is absolutely bullish. There's no doubt about it. It's going up. So, with that being said, guys, I really apologize about this morning, and I will make it up to you. Let's go look at ETH real quick before we leave. I got to get situated. I got a bunch of questions to answer and stuff, so let's go look at it, see what we got going on. So ETH is struggling at daily res. Daily res is 36.15, spot 65. You can see here multiple daily attempts to get above that, all unsuccessful. So it's only normal that it's pulling back to support. When an asset tries to get above resistance and can't, chances are it's going back down to support to look for buyers. You are at support. You do not want to see a daily closure below 33.87, spot 20, because that is your support. If you get a daily close below that, you have broken and closed below support, which is usually not good. Now, this is just for the near term, right? I'm just talking about this week. Next week could be a whole entire different ball game. Here's a bullish week, closed above this weekly's open, so that's bullish. This week, traded down into this bullish weekly's body, closed right around the high or the close. So this is a doji. And then this week you're trying to see a bit of continuation. All right. What you do not want to see on ETH is for this week to close nasty bearish. We want to see it go up. So can it? Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's daily support at 33.8720. Your weekly open is 34.1804. So there is some confluences of support down here. Let's go look at our RSI, see where that's at. You're firmly above the 50, so that's golden. That's good for the bulls. And there you go. All your moving averages are below price and fanned out. This thing is more than likely going to find support and rock and roll to the upside. Is this a good spot to buy? Well, I don't know about that as far as a day trade, because you're red on the day, right? You're red on the day. But with that being said, you can watch like 4 hours or 2 hour candles, your higher time frame intraday candles, right? Watch those. Like a 2 hour. If you get a 2 hour closure below this 2 hour close, then you're gonna wait on buying it. But if you can't, then pick some up, aiming at 36.15, the weekly high. I don't see why not, right? It looks bullish. It's getting a little bit stretched out here. Your bullish momentum is definitely gone. So it's, I don't know if that's the end all be all, but yeah, it looks okay to me. You're still trading within the weekly range, and that's what we were expecting. And then I'll look at one more asset, the S&P 500, and I'll have to shut it down. So here is your weekly expected move on the S&P 500, or that the options market has priced in. I also want to go over here because a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people give me flack and say technical analysis does not work. And to them I say, because yeah, whatever, dude. I have an edge, and I'm trying to teach it to people. If you want to learn, learn. If you don't, leave. So here's the options market. This is where the options market is pricing in volatility. 44.61 spot 50 and 43.21 spot 20. So this is weekly support here. Look how close it is to where the options market is pricing in premium. Not me, the options market is pricing in premium down here. They're saying that's about the expected move to the outside. This is the range low, the weekly range low. And then the weekly range high they're expected is 44.6150. Now it takes a mathematical problem that's about 6 foot long on a blackboard to basically figure out how to calculate these weekly expected options moves. I just look at the green closes and the red closes, and it's simple as that. This is your weekly range. Your expected weekly range is to be within 44.61, 50, and 43.21.20. If you're a bull on the S&P 500, you want to look to buy it anywhere as close to 43.21.20 as possible. If you are a bear on the S&P 500, you do not want to look for shorts until around 44.61 spot 50. Those are your both sides of the market. If you are either one of those are the prices that I would wait on. And unfortunately with that, I have to leave you guys. So, yeah, if you have any questions or comments, please do not hesitate to drop them in the comment section below once YouTube gets done processing this video. Thank you guys so much for your patience this morning. I really, really appreciate it. I am extremely embarrassed. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for waiting. As always, make sure you trade safe, trade smart, and happy trading, everybody.